What's going on, beautiful people? Thank you for tuning in and watching my videos. I appreciate your appreciation. So, I had my first ever Inception moment a few days ago, a few nights ago, a little bit more, maybe like 5. By the time I post this video, it would have been like maybe a couple of weeks. I had my first Inception moment in a dream. So, I was absolutely puzzled when I woke up. It was an Inception. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys a story here. Okay? So, all right, let's get my shit together here. Okay, so I'm in a dream, and in a dream, I'm high as fuck on acid. Okay? And I am in a totally blissful state. Okay? Totally blissful. Like, I don't know how to describe it, because I guess what happened is, in the dream, I was high on acid and I surrendered fully to the spirit in the dream. Because in the dream, you bypass your ego, right? So you're sort of very relaxed, you're in this delta state, you're in the dream state, you're in a higher frequency, higher dimension. So I was completely surrendered. Like, I'm like, hey, spirit, do what you want with me, right? And I was like in an absolute total state of bliss. So, to the point where I was walking, as I'm high on acid, right? I was walking in the street, right? The street going to my gym. And I was just walking in the middle of it, and cars were going right and left to me, right? Like, I'm in the middle of the street. It's a car going here and car going here, you know? And I'm walking, and I'm like, like in infinite bliss, right? And just total surrender. So in other words, I surrendered and trusted the spirit so much that I didn't care that there were cars there. I knew I was protected, right? I knew these cars are not gonna run me over or anything. That's how, like, trusting and surrendering I was to the trip in the dream, and it felt every bit as real as a trip here. Okay, every bit as real, and you'll find out why it felt every bit as real, or as I continue to tell the story. So I go to the gym, right, and they had a special place for me, like even a darker sort of on the side, right? But also, it's not inside the gym, it's outside, and it's beautiful weather outside, right? I was like wearing shorts and just like a t-shirt, right? And I just go in there, and for what seemed to be 20 minutes in the dream, I hit the bag, right? Just go punching and kicking and stuff, and I'm like going very, very, very hardcore. Like very, very hardcore. You know, like extreme shit. And then I do it for what seemed to be about 20 minutes in the dream. And then because usually if I hit the bag really hard in real life, it goes for 20 minutes. So I think I even in my dream I did 5-minute rounds, right? Anyway, so then I finished, I throw the gloves on the floor. But this was a different bag that I hit usually, right? It was like not in the gym. The one I hit is in the gym, but this was outside the gym, somewhere where it's like outdoor, right? But it's a darker area. Like, it's darker, but you can see the sunshade. You can see the sun coming in. So it's sort of like just and the room was designed there just for me. Like, it's like, this is Saeed's place. We're literally setting this bag up just for today. This place just for this today, because it's a special day. Hit it hard, feel really amazing, right? And then, you know, I feel like, total bliss. I have like endorphins running and stuff, and I'm just, total bliss, and I'm high on acid, right? And then I go into the gym, right? And I see my brother there, and I tell him what happened, and I tell him, bro, I'm high on acid right now. It's fucking good, right? And I see some people there. I say hello, and that's when I wake up, right? This is when I wake up. I'm high on acid again when I wake up. I'm going to the gym, but I go through a different route. Okay, it's not the same one that I went to, but it was again a very surrendering vibe. And now I'm under the impression that this is real life. And the way things happened, they were less dramatic than the first dream. They were much more realistic, right? I was walking on the same street that I'd walk to when I go to the gym, and I was just kind of doing everything the same, right? I was doing everything the same that I usually would do. So it seemed a lot more realistic, but I was high on acid, and I was like, this is sick, right? I was like really blissful. And I go into the gym, and I walk into the locker, and the first person I see is my brother there. And I'm like, yo, Osama, you won't believe this. I just had a dream last night that I was high on acid and that I saw you and that I told you, and now I'm telling you this because now I'm high on acid and I'm seeing you and I saw this in the dream. Because I was under the impression I am awake now. Like, this is literally, I'm under the impression that I am awake. Okay? So my brother looks at me and says, oh, that's sick, man. Like, what the fuck? That's trippy. You know, it's as if we're having a real conversation. And I go in, and there was a bunch of people there, right? They were community, like talking, sitting down, a bunch of men, you know, sitting down. It's a locker room, right? And I just go in, I crack a couple of jokes. Everybody loses their shit, okay? Everybody loses their shit. Everybody's like cracking up. And then I take my brother so then I don't actually go into the gym. I see that my brother's there. I'm like, yo, Sam, let's just go and like chill somewhere else, right? So I didn't end up going to the gym. I ended up going with my brother and we chilled somewhere else. We went to this neighborhood, we walked around, we hiked. So it all felt very real, like what would happen in a real scenario. This wasn't like the first dream that I had where I was high on acid and in total bliss and I hit the bag. That seemed more dreamy because, you know, it's just like some of the things that were happening. I was walking in the middle of the street, the cars were coming past me and nothing was happening. The second one seemed very realistic. And next thing you know, I find myself opening my eyes and it's like 4 a.m. and I couldn't help but just start laughing at 4 a.m. I'm awake. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I'm coming to my senses and I'm realizing that I have just experienced my first Inception moment. And I just couldn't help but like laugh and be like, what the fuck? So I grabbed my phone and I wrote the whole thing. This is why I remember so vividly, because right there and then I remember the exact sequence, what happened. I wrote it detail for detail. Right? This is what happened. And I went back to sleep. Got up, got some water, went to the bathroom, came back. Couldn't believe what just happened. Couldn't believe how much of a mind fuck this all is. And I went back to bed. And I woke up the next morning and I was like really still like in awe of what happened. Like I'm like, I didn't think this Inception shit is real. Like I didn't think this can happen, but it happened. It happened to me. This is like it happened to me. And as of late, because I've been tracking my dreams quite religiously, and I've just been drawing parallels between the waking consciousness and dream state. And I've been having certain things that I've seen in my dream that happened in my real life. So in the dream, in the Inception moment itself, I wasn't surprised when I told my brother, I saw a dream about this last night and now this is happening. I wasn't surprised because this happens to me in my waking consciousness. I'll see a dream and then the next day it'll happen, or something similar circumstances or whatever. You know, so it's really becoming very trippy for me to distinguish between the dream state, or not distinguish, but to see what is real and what is dream, and that they're both actually part of the same world. I start to just see them as part of the same world, and sometimes they intertwine and mix to the point where, I think I told this before, I sent my sister a text telling her, hey, how is Qatar? Because I think she's visiting. And she's like, I'm not there. I'm like, no, you're there. You told me. She's like, no, I'm not there. And then that's when I realized I saw this in a dream probably. And it felt so real and so vivid that it translated over to my waking consciousness, where I actually I'm having a regular conversation with my sister thinking that this actually happened. Very bizarre. Life is a mind fuck. Life is a mind fuck. If you want, life is a trip. It's a mind trip. It's a mind fuck. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's fun. It's fun. I think God is a comedian. God likes to play jokes on us, on itself, because we are God. We are part of God. We are the God, the one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively, right? It's God experiencing itself subjectively. And God's got a good sense of humor and is a joker and likes to fuck around and likes to put on a magic show, an illusion, right? And this is the whole dream state and waking consciousness and Inception. That's all just part of the cosmic joke, I guess, right? So that's it. Just wanted to share this story with you guys. I'm hoping to have another spontaneous Inception moment soon because they're really fun. They're really fun. They make you question. They make you question what is reality. They make you question your existence. They make you question the dream state. They make you question waking consciousness. They make you question creation. They make you question everything. When that happens to you, and I think I'm gonna watch Inception again because I've seen it so long ago that I would have a different outlook on it watching it now, especially that it happened to me, right? And especially that I've been getting a bit into lucid dreaming lately. Anyway, interesting stuff. I'll keep sharing with you guys as more and more interesting, weird shit happens. That said, God bless you all. I love every single one of you, but don't forget to subscribe or you're gonna sleep with the fishes.